Welcome to Farming Aid.
Rising feed prices, shrinking grazing land, and tougher weather are forcing farmers to rethink old assumptions. Bigger cattle demand bigger inputs, and those inputs are no longer cheap or reliable. That pressure has opened the door for many cattle breeds that were once overlooked or dismissed. What they lack in sheer size, they make up for in resilience, feed efficiency, fertility, and meat quality. These breeds are not trying to replace Angus in the mainstream market. They are winning in a different game, one focused on survival, sustainability, and smarter returns. In this video, we are pulling back the curtain on 5 mini cattle breeds that are quietly outperforming Angus this year. These are the secret herds thriving on less feed, less land, and less stress, while still producing high-quality beef farmers are proud to sell. If you think bigger always means better in cattle farming, this story might just change the way you see the future of beef. One of the most impressive performers stepping into this quiet revolution is the Dexter cattle breed. Dexters may look small, but they carry centuries of survival genetics. Originating from Ireland, Dexters were built to thrive on marginal land, poor pasture, and harsh weather. What makes Dexters outperform Angus this year is not raw beef yield but feed conversion and fertility. A Dexter cow eats roughly half what a full-size Angus cow consumes, yet she remains fertile, calves easily, and raises strong offspring with minimal intervention. Many producers report that their Dexter herds stay productive even when pasture quality drops, while larger cattle begin to lose condition. Dexter beef also surprises people. It is fine-grained, richly flavored, and often preferred by direct-to-consumer buyers looking for grass-fed beef with character. Dexters also excel in longevity. While some Angus cows are culled early due to size-related stress or reproductive challenges, Dexter cows often remain productive well into their teens. That extended lifespan means fewer replacement costs and more calves per cow over her lifetime. In a year where sustainability and cost control matter more than scale, Dexters quietly outperform Angus where it counts most, on the balance sheet. Another mini breed making serious waves is the Lowline Angus, sometimes called Australian Lowlines. These cattle carry pure Angus genetics but in a much smaller frame. That alone makes them fascinating. They were developed by selectively breeding smaller Angus animals without sacrificing meat quality. What sets Lowline Angus apart this year is their ability to deliver Angus-quality beef using significantly less feed and land. Farmers who already know the Angus market love Lowlines because buyers recognize the name, yet production costs are dramatically lower. Lowline Angus finish well on grass, often reaching ideal slaughter condition without grain supplementation. That gives them a huge advantage in grass-based systems where feedlot inputs are expensive or unavailable. Their calm temperament and easy handling also reduce labor stress, which is an often overlooked cost in cattle farming. In regions dealing with heat stress, Lowlines maintain body condition better than full-size Angus, thanks to their efficient metabolism and reduced maintenance needs. While a single Angus steer may outweigh a Lowline at slaughter, the cost per pound of finished beef often favors the smaller animal. That economic reality is pushing Lowlines into the spotlight this year. The third mini cattle breed quietly outperforming Angus is the miniature Hereford. Full-size Herefords have long been known for docility and efficient grazing, and the miniature version takes those strengths even further. Miniature Herefords are incredibly feed efficient and excel on pasture systems that would struggle to support larger cattle. They convert grass into beef with impressive consistency, even during dry seasons when forage quality drops. What truly makes miniature Herefords stand out is their temperament and calving ease. These cattle are exceptionally calm, making them ideal for small farms, family operations, and producers who value low-stress handling. Calving problems are rare, reducing veterinary costs and labor demands. In a year where labor shortages are affecting agriculture across the country, that matters more than ever. Miniature Hereford beef is well marbled and tender, often surprising consumers who assume smaller cattle produce inferior meat. In reality, their slower growth and efficient metabolism often enhance flavor development. Many direct market farmers report repeat customers who specifically request miniature Hereford beef after trying it once. That kind of loyalty can outperform Angus sales when marketing directly to consumers rather than commodity markets. South Pole cattle, while not always marketed as mini, deserve a place in this conversation because of their moderate size and extreme efficiency. Developed in the southeastern United States, South Pole cattle were bred specifically for heat tolerance, grass finishing, and low-maintenance production. Compared to Angus, South Poles thrive in hot, humid conditions where black cattle often struggle. Their slick coats and adaptive genetics allow them to maintain appetite and fertility during heat waves that reduce performance in larger breeds. South Pole cows require less supplemental feed and often wean calves that are a higher percentage of their own body weight compared to Angus cows. That efficiency is critical. When pasture is the primary feed source, cows that turn grass into calf weight efficiently win the race. South Pole beef is known for excellent tenderness and rich flavor, especially when grass finished. In regions experiencing hotter summers and longer droughts, South Pole cattle are outperforming Angus simply by staying productive when conditions turn against traditional breeds. The final standout in these secret herds is the miniature Zebu. While not a traditional beef breed in the American sense, miniature Zebus are proving their value in ways Angus simply cannot match. These cattle are extremely heat-tolerant, parasite-resistant, and capable of surviving on minimal forage. In climates where ticks, flies, and internal parasites drain productivity from larger breeds, miniature Zebus keep performing. Miniature Zebu cattle have remarkably low maintenance requirements. Their feed intake is minimal, yet they remain active, alert, and healthy. While their carcass size is smaller, their meat is lean, flavorful, and well-suited for niche markets focused on sustainability and resilience. In areas facing climate pressure, unreliable rainfall, and limited veterinary access, miniature Zebus outperform Angus by sheer survival and consistency. They are not replacing Angus in mainstream beef supply, but for producers who need cattle that can thrive under extreme conditions, Zebus are becoming a secret weapon. What ties all these breeds together is not size alone. It is efficiency, adaptability, and economic resilience. Angus was built for a system that relied on abundant grain, large pastures, and stable climates. That system is changing. Feed costs are volatile. Weather patterns are unpredictable. Land is more expensive. Mini cattle fit this new reality better than many traditional breeds. Another reason these mini breeds are outperforming Angus this year is reproductive reliability. Smaller cows tend to experience fewer calving complications, higher conception rates, and faster recovery after birth. That translates into more consistent calf crops year after year. When a cow produces a calf every year without drama, she earns her keep. Many producers switching to mini breeds report lower veterinary bills and less time spent intervening during calving season. There is also a marketing shift happening. Consumers are increasingly interested in where their food comes from, how animals are raised, and how farming impacts the environment. Mini cattle fit well into grass-fed, regenerative, and low-input farming narratives. Beef from Dexter, Lowline Angus, miniature Hereford, South Pole, and miniature Zebu cattle often commands premium prices when sold directly to consumers who value sustainability over sheer size. It is important to be clear. Angus is not failing. Angus remains a powerhouse breed. But this year, success is being measured differently. It is no longer just pounds of beef per animal. It is pounds of beef per acre, per dollar, and per unit of stress on the land. On those metrics, these secret herds are winning quietly and consistently. Farmers who once dismissed mini cattle as novelty animals are now paying attention. They see neighbors producing high-quality beef with less feed, fewer headaches, and stronger margins. They see cows thriving on pasture that would barely sustain larger cattle. They see animals that match the future of farming rather than the past. The rise of these 5 mini cattle breeds is not a trend driven by hype. It is driven by hard numbers, lived experience, and changing realities. Dexter's proving longevity and efficiency. Lowline Angus delivering Angus quality without Angus costs. Miniature Herefords excelling in calm, reliable production. South Pole cattle thriving where heat breaks other breeds. Miniature Zebu surviving and producing in conditions that push conventional cattle to the brink. These herds may be smaller in size, but their impact is growing fast. As farmers adapt to a new agricultural landscape, the definition of success is shifting. Bigger is no longer better by default. Smarter, tougher, and more efficient is what wins now. And that is why this year, in pastures most people never notice, these secret herds are quietly outperforming Angus and reshaping what profitable cattle farming really looks like. As the dust settles, one thing becomes clear. Angus is still a powerful breed, but it is no longer the only measure of success in beef farming. This year has shown that performance is not just about size or tradition. It is about efficiency, adaptability, and the ability to keep producing when conditions are not ideal. The rise of these mini cattle breeds proves that quiet herds can deliver loud results. What makes these cattle stand out is how well they fit the reality farmers are facing right now. Less land, higher feed costs, hotter seasons, and tighter margins demand smarter animals, not just bigger ones. These mini breeds thrive where others struggle, turning grass into quality beef with fewer inputs and fewer problems. That kind of reliability is hard to ignore. The biggest lesson from these secret herds is not about replacing Angus, but about expanding the way we think about cattle success. Farming is changing, and the breeds that adapt fastest are the ones shaping the future. Whether you are a small-scale producer, a regenerative farmer, or simply curious about where beef production is heading, these mini cattle are proof that the future of farming may be smaller, tougher, and far more efficient than we ever expected. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these mini cattle surprised you the most, and would you ever raise one yourself?